The big fight that we've all been waiting for. Beterbiev versus Bivol. This is in Riyadh, and so I had to remind myself this is going to be another one of those midday fights, which I don't love. Like, I like inviting the friends over, getting your wings, and that late night fight, watching the undercards, and that vibe. So, kind of turning the game on, and the sun is still out. I said turning the game on, turn the fight on, and the sun is still out, and it's 6 o'clock. It feels weird, but it does give you your night. So if you did have something planned for the night and wanted to be kind of out and about, you still have time to do it. But just feels a little like weird with these midday fights on in the States. But nonetheless, an incredible matchup. I think I saw Boots refer to this as the perfect fight, and I couldn't agree more. I mean, this is a crazy matchup. I am leaning toward Beterbiev, but I mean, who knows? I mean, they are as equal, I believe, as you can get. We did say the same thing about, or a lot of people said the same thing about Spence and Crawford. I think it's very similar to that. It's like who wins this fight, and then we saw the outcome, and so we saw someone completely superior over the other. But at the moment, it's very tough to predict. Uh, Beterbiev doesn't have fights without knocking the opponent out. It'll obviously be much tougher to do against Bivol, but we know we know that Beterbiev has great power. So does Bivol. So, it's again, it's just such a back and forth thing. It's like he has this, but he has that too. Leaning towards Beterbiev, but gonna be an amazing fight. I will have my wings and my fries in front of my face at 6 o'clock, and I will be tuned in. And then we got some good undercards. I think Ben Whitaker is fighting the flashy guy who went viral on Instagram. It's good for him. It's worked. It's got him all the way to a Riyadh card event, and I'll be super excited to see him fight. Chris Eubank Jr. is another one. Shakur was supposed to be on this card. Obviously, he got hurt and won't be on it any longer, but should still be an exciting undercard. But I expect a thrilling main event. So big things happening in boxing. Finally, Tank, he returns December 14th. Looks like it'll be in Houston, I want to say I saw. And he is fighting Lamont Roach. I didn't know very much about him. I had to do my research, and he's a good fighter. He has power. He looks to be about like similar size as Tank. He does knock out a lot of his opponents, has strong power. And the question kind of was, is he a worthy opponent? Um, and the other thing, I kind of was talking to my friend Czar about this, like, who else is there? Like, it kind of dawned on us, like, well, Shakur is hurt. Devin Haney is going through his stuff from this last fight with Garcia. Garcia is going through his stuff from his last fight with Haney. Um, he fought Frank Martin. Uh, I just don't know who who really is out there for him to fight. Um, so I think we all want to see. Everybody's calling for the Shakur fight, but he obviously has to get healthy. He has another fight before him. So, and who knows who like does Tank really even want to fight Shakur? I don't know if he's thrilled about that. I know that would be a huge payday, but I don't think that Tank feels that Shakur would engage enough to make that an exciting fight and, and potentially a loss for Shakur or a loss for Tank for just not being able to get to a fighter. Like if he can't tee off because a guy is running, or you feel like he's running, and then it just can make for a lackluster fight. We've seen some Shakur fights be lackluster. Um, Shakur not really willing to engage. So very interesting to see, but I think Tank takes care of Lamont Roach. I think Lamont does have good power that Tank will have to respect, but I don't think it's I think it's levels. Um, and I think Tank shows he's a dog again. And once again, I think we'll be back thirsting for another fight from Tank, and hopefully we can get Shakur. Seems like if he's fighting in December, Shakur is recovering. We may be aiming for a summer matchup with Tank and Shakur if we can get it, or Tank and another big name. Obviously, there was some disappointment and questioning of this opponent. I wasn't very familiar with Lamont Roach at all, but I think he's a respectable opponent. We'll see what kind of fight he puts up, but I do think Tank is on another level, and I think we kind of get the same result.